evening and welcome to your Tuesday, July 2, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. 1 dead, 2 homeless, 8 businesses destroyed in BUSHLOT fire. Essequibo Coast teen dies after giving birth. Guyana dispatches first support mission to Grenada as Beryl roars through Caribbean. PNC MULLS contesting 2025 polls without coalition partners, says Norton, and Guyana Police Force celebrating 185 years of service. Now for the news in detail. 1 person is now dead after he was trapped in a fire as 3 buildings were burnt to the ground at BUSHLOT, West Coast Berbice yesterday evening. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports that 8 businesses were also destroyed in the blaze.
The fire started at about 17 hours 45 on Sunday in the heart of the commercial area at BUSHLOT, West Coast Berbice Region 5. Scores of firefighters were battling for hours trying to control the ferocious blaze, but despite their efforts, 2 buildings were reduced to rubble, and the upper part of a 3rd building was gutted. In the end, the disaster left 1 person dead, 2 persons homeless, and 8 businesses destroyed. The dead man has been identified as Carl Prasad, who would have celebrated his 55th birthday on Tuesday. Reports are that the fire was initially seen coming from the upper flat of the 2-story building where Prasad lived alone. Eyewitnesses say he was seen waving his hands through the window, and shortly after, fire was seen bellowing through the windows and roof. Villagers say he was an alcoholic. An insurance company occupied the lower flat of the building. The fire then spread to the east and destroyed 2 buildings that housed 6 businesses. The flames also crossed over to the west where 2 persons lived on the upper flat and a clothing store occupied the lower flat. The 8 businesses housed in the 3 buildings were a branch of an insurance company, a jewelry store, a pharmacy, a bicycle store, a clothing boutique, a hairdressing salon, a cosmetic store, and a cell phone shop. Eyewitnesses say the Unfowak fire station, which is just a few hundred meters away, arrived shortly after an alarm was raised, but had difficulty accessing water, and when they did, had difficulty with the hoses they took to the scene. However, assistance subsequently arrived from the Mahaika Fire Service, the New Amsterdam Fire Service, and the Gaisuko Fire Department. Residents also reported that members of the community formed a bucket brigade to prevent the fire from further spreading. Meanwhile, son of the deceased, 19-year-old Jonathan Prasad, said he had gone to Georgetown and had promised to bring back one of his father's favorite meals for him. Prasad, who lived a few houses away, said if he was home, he might have been able to save his father.
He tried, knock on the window, he screamed for help 3 times, and then he collapsed from there. Then he start to go down with the fire. Only thing was remaining hand showing, and everything with he burned up inside. We don't know what really caused the fire, if it's electrical problems or so on. But I'm pretty sure it's got to be something with electrical, because he don't really cook.
Meanwhile, supervisor of Naliko Napiko BUSHLOT branch, Charles Singh, could not say if the building was covered by fire insurance, which the company offers.
We have at New Amsterdam, Rosal, we have at Mahaika, East Coast.
What about the record?
Well, everything is updated in the system, and it's a server system, so everything is already updated.
Meanwhile, Ramesh Kemraj, who operates Ramesh Jewelry in the building next door, which was also destroyed by fire, said he arrived at the scene even before the fire spread to his business.
The place is not on fire at the time. So we rush over to the girl next door and I help she take out she take one shit house. So when we come back now, this wires fall on the shed as a spark so we can get in the building. So we say me get in and me trap, it'll be more worse. So I stand up out there. The fire truck went in front there. So we say he will help save the one side wall and get in fire. But the water, when they spray the water like from here too. And right through from the road, to get from Dadam for reach here, the hose like sprinkler.
Kemraj also operates a bicycle shop at the same premises.
I had actually about 300 bicycles in the back there. The frame them is there, so. And some cosmetics. Well, in front was the jewel shop, back was the bicycle. And well, we did get a guy searching to see what I can find.
Yesterday afternoon, in the evening, we went here, me and my daughters, but we can't get in here because of the snow. And we are renting a place across, so we take out the stuff from the and carry it down because we don't know if the fire would reach it.
What's your hope for this morning? Tell us what you know.
Well, the whole place flat out, everything wet up. Some of the things are run, some not run, some damaged. Plenty damage, all damaged really.
Indurde Jagmohan, who lived in the upper flat of the building which housed the clothing store along with her daughter, said when the fire started she was not at home. On her way home, she learned that her neighbor's house was on fire.
They said that the fire spread to this house. And then by the time we reached here and so, when we came, I saw the fighters were there trying to out the fire.
Javed Sewak was high in his praise for villagers and the fire service as they assisted and ensured that his home was saved.
Initially, it was a bucket brigade, and then we got, a pump and a hose out. We had blackouts, so the water was cut, but subsequently it came on back. The water came on back, so that's what we used. We had a pump, had water in the tanks, and water from Cairo, so that helped a lot as well.
Up to news time, the cause of the fire had not been determined. For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
Lenita Jacobs, a 19-year-old from Hampton Court, Region 2, died after giving birth to a baby boy at Suddy Public Hospital, Suddy, Essequibo Coast. Jacobs, who was 8 months pregnant, was admitted to the hospital on Wednesday after feeling unwell. She underwent an emergency C-section and her baby is currently in the intensive care unit at the Suddy Neonatal Department. However, Jacobs was transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital where she died. Relatives reported that doctors diagnosed Jacobs with dengue and said she experienced severe bleeding after the surgery. Now updated to a Category 5 hurricane, Beryl has caused massive destruction across the Caribbean. Trishelle Sobers reports that Guyana has already deployed its first support mission to one of its sister Caribbean nations, Grenada, and plans to offer more relief to other countries in the coming days.
Hurricane Beryl wreaking havoc in St. Lucia. The hurricane has already inflicted ruin in other islands including Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Barbados. Guyana's President Dr. Irfan Ali, who is also chairman of the Caribbean Community CARICOM, has already committed to lending support to affected member states. In fact, on Monday, members of the Civil Defense Commission, along with volunteers from its volunteer corps, packed relief hampers for residents of Grenada who were severely hit by the record-breaking storm. Among the items sent to Grenada are trampolines, chainsaws, generators, batteries, torchlights, safety vests, hygiene items, water purification tablets, and collapsible water bottles. The aids were dispatched early Tuesday via GDF aircraft and has arrived in Grenada. This is the first support mission dispatched by Guyana, and more are on its way. President Ali has said that he was closely coordinating with all affected countries, and Guyana has activated a full emergency response team. In fact, Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips has been tasked with leading the coordination efforts. Moreover, President Ali has since urged all citizens and the private sector of the region to coordinate closely with their respective governments and regional emergency response mechanisms in providing immediate support and relief to those affected by the hurricane. Meanwhile, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Raul Gonzalez has said the support his country will receive from Guyana will play a crucial role in helping his country start its reconstruction process. In a live social media broadcast, PM Gonzalez disclosed that 90% of the homes in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are severely damaged or destroyed, and assessments are ongoing countrywide to determine the death toll. Currently, the government and regional authorities are aware of one individual who unfortunately passed.
Already, governments from across the region have been expressing solidarity. And in one case, the president of Guyana has indicated that he will send some supplies which are necessary immediately for doing some reconstruction, especially in relation to housing. I'm giving our people a clear idea as to how we have to proceed, how we are going ahead. But I think together we're going to be able to pull through, get over this, rebuild, and continue in a path of sustainable development.
Hurricane Beryl's arrival on Sunday shocked thousands, given that the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration (NOAA) predicted that the first hurricane of the Atlantic season would start mid-August. The National Hurricane Center said it is the strongest known hurricane to pass through the region since 1851. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Guyana's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Hugh Todd, has informed the Organization of American States that his country continues to depend on its support amid the ongoing border controversy with neighboring Venezuela. Minister Todd was at the time addressing the second plenary session of the 54th OAS General Assembly in Paraguay. Here's what he told the gathering of international leaders.
Article 1 of the OAS Charter establishes that the organization was developed to achieve, and I quote, an order of peace and justice, to promote solidarity, to strengthen collaboration, and to defend the sovereignty, the territorial integrity, and independence of the American states, end of quote. Guyana holds these purposes in high esteem. As many of you know, Venezuela lays claim to 5/8 of Guyana's territory, despite the full, final, and binding arbitral award of 1899, which delimited the land boundary between our two states. This claim and the actions by the Venezuelan government in furtherance thereof, in violation of the most fundamental principles of international law, pose a significant threat to Guyana's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and political independence, as well as the security and stability of the hemisphere. We will continue to count on the support of the OAS as we seek to implement the December 1st, 2023 order of the International Court of Justice and the joint declaration of Argyle for dialogue and peace between Guyana and Venezuela, agreed upon on the December 14th, 2023, even as we await the ruling of the court on the validity of the award.
Insisting that the People's National Congress is superior to the other parties it has coalesced with in the past, newly elected leader Aubrey Norton revealed that the political grouping is considering contesting next year's elections independently. As we hear in this Luana McAllister report, Norton says he is also willing to step aside as the party's presidential candidate for someone who may have more electability.
In politics, you never say never. You have to analyze the situation, and as it emerges, you make the decisions. We are open to coalition, but we are a strong enough party that if we have to go on beyond, we can do that.
That was leader of the People's National Congress, Aubrey Norton, when asked if the party would consider contesting next year's elections independently. During the interview, which was posted on the party's Facebook page, Norton nevertheless revealed that he is interested in commencing discussions with newly elected leader of the Alliance for Change, Nigel Hughes.
Are you prepared to have a chat with the newly elected leader of the AFC, Mr. Nigel Hughes, going forward?
I think we must. I don't see no reason why we shouldn't. I'm prepared to talk with anybody.
The Partnership for National Unity, whose largest member is the PNC, had coalesced with the AFC in 2015 for the elections that year. The two parties had also jointly contested in the 2020 elections. Meanwhile, though the APNU, which comprises of smaller parties, had recently hosted internal elections and booted Norton as its chairman, the PNC leader is insisting he still remains leader of the APNU coalition.
I am still the chairman of the APNU. The most critical political party in the APNU is the PNCR. That's the first thing.
But doesn't it, let me stop you for a second, but doesn't it give the PNCR a vote, a one vote, just like the other members of the APNU?
But you have to be invited. I was never invited.
Okay.
And mind you, I do not know that we're talking about one vote here. If you have a political movement, and one section of the movement have 90% of the votes, in the APNU, the only political party that can claim to have ever gained significant votes to form a government is the PNCR. And I think that has to be considered.
APNU has said Vincent Henry is its new chairman. On another note, the PNC had passed a motion supporting that its leader be the presidential candidate at the 2025 polls, but Norton said he is willing to step aside. However, he explained that any new presidential candidate must be someone from within the PNC.
Which political party will have more than 90% of the support of the opposition, would give its power, for the want of a better word, to 5 or 10%? It makes no sense. So when I speak of a consensual candidate, I'm speaking of a consensual candidate as it relates to the People's National Congress reform. I don't see us as a political party given to a party that has not ever in this country gotten 15% of the votes, the presidential candidate. What are we saying to our supporters? That we are supporting you for you to bring somebody else and give them leadership?
Lawanda McAllister, The Evening News.
Coming up, government distributes relief hampers to Pakuri residents following flash floods, and government to partner with Nations University to offer unconventional skills training for women. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
In today's tough driving conditions, every engine faces three powerful enemies: engine heat, pollutants, and frequent short trips. Each factor is a direct cause of engine sludge, a buildup of dirt that can block vital oilways. This triple threat demands triple protection. Castrol GTX's Triple Protect Power is engineered to fight these three main causes of engine sludge.
I am an industrial hygienist at ExxonMobil Guyana. I focus on employee health and well-being and develop programs that protect my colleagues. I am one of 1,400 women employed in Guyana's oil and gas industry.
As a local content analyst at ExxonMobil Guyana, I work directly with the local business community. I focus on the numbers, helping Guyana's economy and people benefit from oil and gas. This is what's possible.
Learn more about Rochelle and Ashley's stories and about ExxonMobil's commitment to empowering women in the workplace at www.exxonmobil.com/what-is-possible.
Join us for our opening day at the prestigious Art Williams and Harry Wendt Aeronautical Engineering School on July 12th at 10 a.m. at the Eugene F. Correa International Airport. Experience firsthand the excitement of our workshops. Gain insights from industry experts. Enroll now and graduate with an associate's degree in aircraft maintenance engineering. Call us on telephone numbers 222-2155 or visit our website at aesguyana.com.
Premier. Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
On the job, you know how it goes. 1 minute, everything's going right, and the next, something goes wrong. Don't worry, Premier Insurance will make things right again. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.gy. Fuel your success. Premier Insurance coverage for less.
Guys, I think I'm in love! Wow!
Yeah, I was looking at you too.
What? What are you talking about? I'm in the tiles. Where did you get them?
Oh, Mima Decor, obviously the best tile store in Guyana. Come, let me take you there.
My kitchen, my bathroom, my floors. Mima Decor has everything. And the prices are great too.
So, yeah, I want to have a date now.
We can build on that.
Calling all small to large scale businesses, the International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy. Or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, welcome to Building Expo.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. If you are 18 years or over by June 30, 2024, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors PLE in all the registration divisions for you to check if you are listed and whether your particulars are accurate. You can object to anyone you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as the person you are objecting to. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Monday, the 22nd of July, 2024. For more information, contact GCOM on 2250-27829 or visit www.gcom.org.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. The Guyana Police Force is celebrating 185 years of service this year, and a number of exciting activities have been planned to mark this momentous occasion. Kelroy Williams tells us more.
The Guyana Police Force on Monday commenced the celebration of its 185th anniversary with the traditional drumhead church service at the Police Officers' Mess Annex, Police Headquarters, Eve Leary, Georgetown. This significant occasion is the first in a month-long series of planned events to celebrate the police force's establishment on July 1st, 1839. The Evening News spoke with Public Relations Officer at the police force, Stan Govayo, who unveiled other exciting activities that have been planned to mark this special occasion.
We've got the debate finals, and this is something that has started back. As a matter of fact, this weekend we have the semi-finals, which is going to see obviously 4 teams battling for the place in the finals. On Sunday the 14th, the Fallen Heroes Wreath-laying ceremony. And this is where what happens is that the Guyana Police Force basically, as the name says, seeks to honor those who died in the line of duty. So this year the police is seeking to honor all those who have obtained in the Guyana Police Force from a degree up to all the way up to a doctorate.
Other activities include a track and field championship, cook-up competition, fitness walk, and a police officer symposium. The public is invited to participate in the symposium.
This is where they're going to be having discussion on some critical issues and topics that really impact society and policing. As part of us being able to move towards a Guyana Police Service and move from a Guyana Police Force, it's looking at how we are modernizing certain aspects of policing, how we are integrating the relationship with civilians and police to make it a more harmonious approach.
Reflecting on the achievements of the force over the years, Govaya alluded to organization's stronger relationship with communities.
This is where they're going to be having discussion on some critical issues and topics that really impact society and policing. As part of us being able to move towards a Guyana Police Service and move from a Guyana Police Force, it's looking at how we are modernizing certain aspects of policing, how we are integrating the relationship with civilians and police to make it a more harmonious approach.
The police's PRO also spoke about the increase in women's participation in the force, noting that it is now comprised of 40% females. Govaya noted, too, that more women are taking up senior roles within the organization. Evening News, Kelroy Williams.
Donating over 400 hampers to residents of St. Cuthbert's Mission, Pakuri Village, the government has reaffirmed its commitment to residents as they are now recovering from recent flash floods. Michael Henry has the details.
The government has reassured residents of St. Cuthbert's Mission, Pakuri Village, of its unwavering commitment to support them not only in prosperous times, but also during hardships. This commitment was made recently during the donation of some 430 food hampers and 430 sanitation hampers, which were donated to the residents who were affected by severe flash flooding that caused significant damage to households on June 25. Leading the donation exercise was Minister within the Office of the President with responsibility for public affairs, Kwame McCoy.
The People's Progressive Party civic government is not a government that is there only in the good times and times of celebration, but even in the midst of your misery and tragedy, we are there. We're not a fair weather government. We are there with you for every time, on every occasion, for every season. And so we have, for every household, the cleaning hampers and some food hampers. And I know in some ways people's livestock were affected, people's farm, households were affected, and it just so happened that it gives us another opportunity to honing and zooming on climate change.
Meanwhile, newly appointed to show for the village, Alvaro Simmons expressed his gratitude for the government's initiative.
He was very grateful for noting the fact that we received this assistance so fast from the CDC. And not just the hampers that's here, but also the repair that was done to the road. Our entrance road, it was done in 24 hours. We had excavators came down from the Ministry of Public Works, but the laborers were all sourced from the village. But it's in a much better state. I must commend them for what they have done so quickly to the road. And it wasn't just the tree part that broke away. They also did some remedial work to other parts, and we commend them for that. And we're very thankful for them acting so quickly for residents.
On June 25th, a severe weather event struck St. Cuthbert's Mission Pakuri Village, resulting in a flash flood that caused extensive damage. The downpour, which persisted for approximately 12 hours, flooded homes and farms along the Mahaika River and severely damaged public infrastructure. In response, the local village council, comprising a 16-member team, convened early at the community center. The council, under the leadership of its chairperson, acted swiftly to coordinate with relevant agencies, including the Community Disaster Committee, the Regional Transportation Committee, and the Prime Minister's Office. Michael Henry, The Evening News.
Andrew Carmichael joins us now to report that even when the local oil and gas industry reaches its foreseeable maximum production, it will not be anywhere close to employing the amount of people as will the mining sector.
The mining sector continues to play a major role in Guyana's economy. Prior to oil and gas, it was the highest contributor to the country's gross domestic product, GDP. Now it is the second, with oil and gas being the leading contributor. Natural Resource Minister Vikram Bharat clarified that the local mining sector does not only refer to gold, but also includes bauxite, manganese, and diamond, among other minerals.
Why I said that mining will continue to be a pillar on which we build our country. It is mainly because too that mining employs approximately 30,000 Guyanese, whether directly or indirectly. Whether you're a miner, whether you're a worker at Bosai or Jinmin or the manganese company, whether you provide a service, either trucking service or you're a mechanic, you're a welder, you're a fabricator, you are part of the mining sector. Just to put things into perspective, even though when Guyana oil and gas industry would have expanded to 10 FPSO and producing at 1.2, 1.3 million barrels of oil per day, the oil and gas sector may not employ the amount of people that are currently employed in the mining sector.
This is because of how the oil and gas sector is structured, he rationed, noting that it is more capital intensive and technology driven, unlike the mining sector, which is more labor intensive. He says government's intention is to ensure that the local mining sector continues to grow, doing so in a sustainable and responsible manner.
Our slogan now is mining with the environment in mind, because we cannot speak of mining without taking care or mentioning the care and the consideration that we have to put into protecting our environment, which is key. Our environment, our forests, our biodiversity is critical for us.
Moreover, the Natural Resources Minister pointed out that any expanded mining activity will have to be done in an environmentally friendly manner, even as government seeks to expand the sector.
What we have seen recently in the mining sector, unfortunately, almost all other commodities other than gold, we have seen an increase in production. We have seen an increase in production in diamond and manganese. We're producing manganese again after over 50 years. We are now producing manganese again. The bauxite industry is being rebuilt, and we have seen increased production in the bauxite industry. And the bauxite industry is even poised to expand even more through the expansion work and investment that is happening at Bosai in Linden.
For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
The government will be partnering with Nations University to offer skills training for women in a number of unconventional areas such as plumbing and electrical. Find out more in this Kelroy Williams report.
Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Prasad, has revealed that plans are underway for hundreds of women to receive skills training in a number of unconventional areas. She made these remarks on Friday during the launch of the weekend boot camp of the Accelerate Her 3.0 program.
A big plan of mine, and knowing me, I want to see it happen, is to put women in an unconventional sphere where we're partnering with City and Guilds through Nations University to have 100 plumbers, 100 electricians, 100 welders, 100 masons, and 100 carpenters. So that offer is wide open to you too, if you choose. But what it is that we need to do is to break down any notion in our head that there might be walls or ceilings, because in my mind, they're none.
Meanwhile, the minister drew reference to the government's unwavering belief that women can pursue income-generating opportunities in non-traditional sectors. She also encouraged women to do feasibility studies before starting any prospective business ventures. Moreover, Minister Prasad emphasized the need for persons to seek out opportunities beyond oil and gas.
As we know, globally there are lots of shocks that can happen because of the global crises, but Guyana still continues to move on an upward trajectory because we are looking at so many different avenues for people to elevate themselves, for the economy to grow, and for us as a country to look even beyond oil and gas. Don't only look at one thing for yourself. Look beyond that one thing. And the other thing I would like to tell you is to always invest in learning more. Go out there, even beyond your classroom environment. See what best practices there are out there. See what people are doing in other countries.
The Center for Local Business Development launched its Accelerate Her program with a weekend boot camp welcoming a cohort of female entrepreneurs. Accelerate Her aims to empower female business owners, operators, and managers across diverse industries by providing one-on-one mentoring and a supportive peer learning environment. The program received over 80 applications this year, with 25 candidates successfully shortlisted. The Evening News, Kelroy Williams.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024 at 2 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic at 14 hours 50 on Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024, also for 1.5 hours.
Exclusive visa tickets for CPL on sale from Wednesday and St. Ignatius triumphs in Blue Water U15 tourney. Details of these stories and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Gold mining can be expensive if you don't have the right tools. Mining requires engines that can pump high volumes of water and slurry, the most tried and tested of which are Doots engines. Doots engines are among the most reliable in the world. Where can you get them? At your #1 industrial solutions provider, Sylvies. We have them in 2 to 6 cylinders, ranging from 23 horsepower to 80 horsepower. Most miners use Doots engines because they're lightweight, use less fuel, and require less maintenance because they are air-cooled. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 31 High and Hatfield Streets Georgetown location, we can deliver. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvie's Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.
Join us for our opening day at the prestigious Art Williams and Harvey Wendt Aeronautical Engineering School on July 12th at 10 a.m. at the Eugene F. Correa International Airport. Experience firsthand the excitement of our workshops. Gain insights from industry experts. Enroll now and graduate with an associate's degree in aircraft maintenance engineering. Call us on telephone numbers 222-2155 or visit our website at aesguyana.net.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch, so tasty. What a catch, with a caramel center. What a catch, and so much chocolate, ooh yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, but so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel, ooh yeah. What a catch, oh, what a catch, you know we love you. What a catch, oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, what a catch.
Calling all small to large scale businesses, the International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy. Or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, welcome to Building Expo.